Adam? Adam? Adam, you okay? Are you okay? Breathe. Angela! Angela! Adam.
What's going on?
Okay, it's all right. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening to him. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening with him.
Pinpointed pupils, hypoventilation, high end tidal. Looks like an opiate overdose.
Okay, how are you feeling? You good? You okay? What are you doing? No, stay. You're safe, Adam. You're safe.
Hey, what's happening?
Hey.
I don't even know what I'm watching anymore. But it's really good.
Oh, he's technically Mexican and 3/4 American, but for 3 generations he's got that nationality. Great-great-grandpa headed south, whose kids had kids then turned around. It's not what the show's about, but it's why he's Mexican technically. He hopes that he was raised in New Mexico, lived in Guadalajara for 2 years, speaks fluent Spanish with a bachelor's degree in language, and makes a mean taquito.
Nathan Fielder's The Rehearsal, Episode 4, subtitled The Fielder Method, is insane. This show is insane. It's crazy. And I know I keep saying that, but this episode is peak insanity. And please, you'll have to apologize the mess behind me. I've been doing some construction down here in the office, which is also why this video is pretty late, and I'm sorry for that too. But construction's done. I just have to clean up the huge mess I made doing it. But I wanted to get this video out before it was even more late than it already is. I do have a cool new light, though. Look at this. Woo! I forgot what levels I had it set to. The lights in my office stopped working, so I had to put in new ones. Let's talk about the show. I don't know what to say about it. I watched this episode a week ago, and so I've had that entire time to let it sink in. And I still don't even know how I feel about it. The show has become so meta that I feel like any critique of it is a trap. If I criticize the show at all, I'll probably become part of the joke, and Nathan Fielder will pop out of my closet and be like, ha, I got you, boy. Wow. The one thing that I can say for absolute certain is that this show is entertaining. And holy heckaroni, I am along for the ride. Nathan Fielder's brand of comedy is just a chef's kiss, right up my alley. And I don't know if there will ever be another comedian who I connect to on such a fundamental level. Especially since Norm Macdonald's gone now. He was the greatest. So, what is this show even about anymore? Because this episode did have a pretty drastic shift in its structure. Because there's no denying that this episode in particular is significantly more scripted than the previous episodes. Like, there's a lot more acting. In fact, the whole episode centers around actors. Previously, the charm of the show is that however bizarre it got, it was focused on real people and solving real problems. And that is not the case anymore. And I'm not sure if we're going to see a return to the formula or not, but I'm honestly okay either way, because this episode was funny. So the Fielder method is his way of training these actors to assume their roles in assisting real-life people, but then the actors themselves become the subject of Nathan's experiments. And while I still believe that first level is pretty authentic and genuine, it's pretty obvious that the second level is not. When he hires actors to pretend to be the actors that he's teaching, a lot of that could very easily be staged. And I'm pretty sure most of that is just for the benefit of the audience. I highly doubt that Nathan Fielder is living out this actor's life 100%. He's probably just cherry-picking scenes and having his second-tier actors play out those scenarios. And even though I can see those seams, it is still so funny and entertaining in its absurdity. And as wacky and crazy as his deep levels of inception are in this episode, the most entertaining part is still his rehearsal with Angela, and I'm very pleased that we're getting updates on that episodically. And in this episode, I love that we get to see Nathan flipping the script and making the rehearsal clearly more about him than it is about Angela. It's essentially a game of chicken with these people to see how much they're willing to put up with. And like I said, while it's still pretty clear that this episode in particular is significantly more scripted, it's just so gosh darn tootin' funny to watch Nathan Fielder pretend to use this huge Hollywood budget for his own personal therapy. And looking back at Nathan Field's previous show, those were the most entertaining episodes, when the focus was on himself rather than other people. Both are good, but my favorite ones are when he does a bachelor show so that he can get over his fear of women, and the Smokers Aloud episode, where he gets an actress to tell him that she loves him repeatedly. Those are some of the best moments of that show. And so while I do love this new format of the rehearsal, I'm glad there's at least one episode where we get to see his self-absorbed self-obsessiveness creep into the show. It's a nice little wrench to throw into the system. It was an enjoyable episode, and I genuinely do not know what direction they're going to take the show in the future, but I'm honestly fine either way. If we see that return to format of the rehearsal, or if the show just progressively becomes more and more about himself and his own therapy, both would be equally entertaining, and you know I'm gonna watch it. So props to Nathan Fielder for once again just creating the most unique thing on television, and as soon as I'm done editing this video, I'm gonna go sit down and watch episode 5. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you're enjoying the show as much as I am. Next week, I'm gonna try and get my episode 5 review out sooner, but that one might end up being late as well, because we're going to the hospital next week and my wife's giving birth. So I might have a little bit less time, but I'll still try and get it out for you guys. If you're not already subscribed, please consider hitting that little subscription button. I don't like to plug it too much because it's monotonous and you probably hear it all the time, but I would really love for this channel to become monetized so I can stop making money and my wife will stop judging me. So please, I won't bug you in the future if you do it right now. If you hit subscribe. If everybody who watched my last video clicked it, I'd already be monetized. So please do it. I need to feed my family. Thank you. Bye.